Okay, here we go. Let's just do our usual checks. It looks like sound's coming through okay. And yeah, everything looks good. Okay. So I've got my coffee. You may find other beverages. Other beverages are acceptable. Tidy up. Start with far too many. I've got too many pans in front of me. It's getting a bit stressful. So, and I'm not sure that I'll have too many joining today. We've just had daylight savings in New Zealand. Oh, it finished. Yay! The problem is I'm waking up at 4:45 in the morning every day. 4:44 is when I pick up my device and check the time, and it's 4:44 every day. I'm like, what is with that? So that's a bit annoying. And it's so dark at night. It's just crazy. Looking for a green. This one. And oxide. Okay, so this is my. This has been my. See if I can hold this up. This has been my palette for doing the rocks and the trees. So the rocks have been. This is a turquoise, the shades of turquoise. That's the tint. It's the pure. Turquoise shade and then extra dark. And because they had that grey blue look, that's what I wanted. I wanted to try, and I'm quite happy with that. And of course, all my green palette for the trees. Yeah. The chromium oxide, permanent greens, and phthalo greens over on this side. It's ultramarine. It's phthalo blue. Just check. Oh no, that was ultramarine. That is phthalo. I had them around the wrong way. Check that I've got that in the right one. Okay, so phthalo blue on this side, and then ultramarines side. Yeah, so I was saying with daylight savings ending, I'm not sure what the time difference in the US, which normally I've been doing it at 1 p.m, but it's possible it's gone 2 hours one side. Ditto for my UK friends who this stream was already a bit late for. I may crack on. Oh, let's just pour a coffee. I may try doing the stream a little bit earlier in the day. Let's just get rid of this pot so I don't knock it over. I may try the stream earlier part of the day, which is Sunday, so it's Monday for me, and will be Sunday for overseas. Oh, there's a viewer. Fantastic. But I'm afraid you're probably on your own as I'm saying. There's some time zone issues going on. Feel free to drop a comment, do a shout out. So where are we at today? So if you're looking at the reference photo on the bottom left, last week I'm blocking in Helen's here. I probably want to darken this up. I've been thinking about pulling in some other pastels. Do that. But I'm going to keep working down her arm and get the essential colours in. Oh, it's Roxana. How fantastic. Hello. Lovely to have you here. Dante was saying he was just going to bed. So I figured it was probably midnight for you. Or it could be the other way. Maybe it's 8 o'clock. And he's just he's going to bed early. Where am I? So I'm just talking about this. So what we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to just start blocking in Helen's dress, get some of those reds in. I'm going to think about the colour for her dress. It's quite creamy. And I may use my yellows. What's this one? Is this an ochre? Yeah. Got an ochre tint. Just test that out. Dress. It's a bit not quite right, but I'm not going to use white. And there could be some greys I pull in there. So anyway, that's the plan today. And here's my wife. There she is. Say hi, honey. She ran away. She ran away from the stream. That's okay. So, and I've still got some of this rock to sort of sort out a little bit of that river. But let's start on Helen's arms. I think that's a good place to start today. So let's just put this mouse over here. Oh, I need to bring up my... it's nice to see you. Yes, he's in bed. Oh, you're a night owl. Fantastic. Let me just bring up the chat so I can see it better. Yeah. Oh, hi to Helen. Yes, I'll let her know. Well, now if she watches the stream, she'll be able to see too. Where's my picture? Go. So I've just got a monitor that I'm directly looking at, where my face cam is above, and that's just to me to have my reference photo. Now, are you saying, Roxana, a beautiful angle or angel? I'm not sure. It could be a beautiful angle. It could be, you could be saying, David, you're standing at a beautiful angle, and that would be totally good too. Right, so let's get rid of that. Now, I'm just going to swap out. I found in a previous episode, I was looking for my replacement covers, applicator covers. This one, which I've been using for the rocks and river, just a bit too saturated. And I guess it happens with normal art brushes as well. Probably not palette knives, a bit more robust. But so it's just a little plastic palette knife. Get a little it's a very special micro sponge. It's like putting socks on. Slip it on. Get it all the way to the end, so if it's a bit... Be careful where this conversation's going, but you don't want that to be loose because it messes it up. So let's start on her arm and her back. And I need to fix up a little bit on her neck as well. The lateral slight back view. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Rakshana. It was a this was back in the days before I had digital cameras, and so I spent quite a lot of time composing the shot of poor Helen's freezing, sitting on the rock. Because you know, with the old cameras, and you had a row of film. I can't remember how much. Was it like 24 photos you got to a roll? Not sure. It's been so long since I've had a film processed. So, but I did enjoy the process of, let's see, you know, sorry, just look for my red tints. There we go. It's orange. We will put some orange in here. My red tint. Yeah, so you had to. I was being conservative with how much film I was shooting at the time. Oops. That's it. Occasionally I will mix up these two colours here, which probably ends in the way. This is a red oxide and it's got a much warmer touch to it than the tint of the permanent red. And just want to get my color tones correct. Polaroids. Yes. Polaroids. I never had a Polaroid camera myself. You can still get them. So that's quite a bit of longevity. I'm going to use a green. I'm going to use this. This time I'm going to try and be careful, so I'm going to use this palette knife for my reds and creams, and this one is going to be for my darks. And we've got a bit of shadow. I've just used this turquoise all through the painting. So I still want to do that. occasionally, Roxana, I'll just go a bit quiet, but it's only because my brain switches into painting mode, and can't articulate at the same time talking. So that's what I chin. Bit of blending. So how's your yes, this picture was taken in New Zealand. So Helen and I used to live we're on the coast now, and New Zealand is a North Island, and it's got sort of a narrow strip at the bottom, then it widens out, and then it's got a tail at the top, kind of like a stingray fish. And anyway, at the bottom of the North Island, we're now on the west coast, which sort of iron sands, and we're just about an hour up from the city, which is right on the end there, the capital. We're about an hour's drive out of that, depending on the traffic. In fact, it's a little quicker because I've just put an expressway in finally. And but we used to, so on that tip, in between the two coasts is a valley with, well, I guess you'd call them mountains. They're not massive mountains, but they're bigger than hills anyway. We call them a range. And that valley, there's big river, there's just a river. I won't call it big, because in comparison to something like the Amazon, it's tiny. It's a stream compared to that. Anyway, there's a river, and that's called the Hutt Valley. And just going up a little bit further north was this abandoned railway line, and beautiful walking track. You know, they've taken all the old railway tracks up, and just a beautiful walk. A lot of very popular with cyclists, and you go through tunnels and bridges, and so where Helen's sitting, there's actually an old railway bridge on top, and we had clambered down onto where the river is. I didn't put the railway bridge in because it just sort of detracted from the scene. But at the time when I took the photo, I thought it was kind of framed it. Anyway, so yeah, we were out in the country, and we'd walked for a couple of hours, and found this spot. So I took the photo because it's just beautiful, so peaceful there, lovely. In fact, at an earlier part of that railway track was where I proposed to her. So it has some memories at that location. And rivers sort of featured in our life. Before I proposed to her, I had been on a river journey with my brother and a friend, and we had a homemade raft and a kayak, and the kayak broke after the first rapids, so we had to carry that back, and we thought, oh, we'll just carry on our raft. And then the raft, about half an hour in, we just got smashed in some rapids, and had to walk our way out of this gorge And we'd seen the ranger before we started the tramp. And he says, "Oh, you'll be okay." You'll be okay, he says. My word. Anyway, we spent a night in the bush. And that was quite an experience. It was quite an experience when we walked past a beehive, a wild beehive, and my friend had that allergy to bees. That was quite a moment where we just sort of tiptoed past all these bees, hoping he wouldn't get stung and go into some sort of shock, because that would have been just awful. We wouldn't have been able to get him out in time. But we did consider, you know, how to do it in case he did get stung. He didn't have his medication with him, so that was... We were fairly young and brave and naive and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, we ended up getting rescued the next day by some trampers. Well, they were kayakers. They were kayaking the river, and they had much better kayaks than us. Gave us a bit of a ride on their kayaks. And after about... There were a few rocks that I hit going down, and said I just can't do this anymore. Fortunately, at that stage, our friends had put out a search party, and a rescue helicopter arrived and airlifted us back to the mouth of the where the river sort of came out at a spot. There were all our friends waiting anxiously for us, including Helen, who had thought that I was going to die overnight. It was either that day or the next day. I wandered off to this spot and I said, "Please marry me." It's like, let's get married before I die. Something stupid. So that's the river. That's the story of this particular river. Anyway, for anyone who's watching on a replay, Roxana is a YouTuber herself. She's got a lovely channel, and she's a life coach. Actually, your channel's been doing quite well, Roxana. Had very interesting people to interview as well. You should drop a link to your YouTube, just in case anyone who's watching is in need of a life coach. Just trying to get the... it'll look a bit patchy at the moment on her arm, but that's because we're in the blocking in phase. And it just takes a little bit of time to sort of get the right angles of where her skin is going. Use some... You're welcome, Chana. Ideally, YouTube should, YouTubers should look out for each other and each other a boost. I appreciate you watching and throwing in some comments. What is the time for you in the UK, Roxana? So it's just after 10. It's 10:15 here, so is it 11 or is it past 12 for you? It's over. A little bit over. So when you get a bit of pastel where you don't want, you just get these kneadable erasers. Gonna come off. I'm gonna go to mash it into the. Sorry about my big head in the shot. Here we go. That came off. So the try doing that with paint. Just needed a bit of warmth in her arm. 11:17. Okay. Oh, hello, Donna. Donna, let me introduce you to Roxana. Roxana is partners with a friend of mine, and in UK. So Donna's here in New Zealand. She's just around the corner from me. Well, I think about 4 blocks or something. Donna's an artist too, Shana. Beautiful drawings. Just getting a bit of orange on Helen for a bit of warmth, and that's gonna blend in with some. It's quite tricky because sometimes his skin's going down this way, some is going up that way. Try and cut rectangle. Oh, that's lovely. Donna's an old friend, Shana. I don't mean that you're old, Donna. I mean, we've known each other for a long time. That's just. Oh, I went to get a set of tires the other day, and the guy at the workshop comes out to me, and he's hot and sweaty because it was just hot in the tire place. And I said, "Oh, you look hot," and I'm like, and then I went, "Actually, I mean, you look hot, not hot." And then it was like, this is just getting worse and worse. I'm sorry, I'm here to buy some tires. Oh, it's just a disaster. Anyway, he gave me a discount, so that was lovely too. Just getting some of this. This is permanent red, and let's say we're going to use this on her dress. So this is how it's going to be on her dress. Lines. And I'm gonna mix and match some, or blend in some, I shouldn't say mix and match. Gonna use some tints, and I'm going to look for another red. I have, it's my orange. It's quite unusual how the tints of the orange go. So let me show you the tints. It's the tint. Okay, so this is orange. I'll just hold it up against here. So that's what I'm working at the moment. That's pure orange. And that's the tint of orange. And then that's the dark shade of the orange. And it looks quite brown. Quite lovely to use, that one. Just sprinkled some crumbs on my iron oxide, but that's okay. So this is red iron oxide, and I want to use that bit of that for shadows where leg is, or at least we'll try it, and we'll probably blend it in with the red. And then on as her leg, so this is her thigh, her leg comes out, knees there, and it's bending back down this way. And it looks to me like there's some magenta on that light. So I'm play with that, but there's not too many reds available in the pan pastel. But the beauty, of course, of pan pastel is you're blending it. And when I say blending, you always blend with pastels, but you can actually make new colours with pan pastels. So you can make you can just have the base colours and add black and white to them and get your own tints and have them pre-made like I did. Liar, pants on fire. Yeah, colour pencil. Yeah, well, that you're still an artist. There's this kind of belief. I think it's a bit of a false belief that artists are people who use paint. But Mary Cassatt, Degas, they were using pastels, and their work's still available to see today. It's just beautiful stuff. So let me have a slug. That's better. I'm seeing some turquoise at arm. So that's what I'm going to put in there. A little bit of... Sorry, I'm going to put a big fat head. way to get shadow work. So here comes this finger. That. Sorry. Getting into the detail. I want this to be a ready shadow. When you're doing the detail, oh, come on, some red on. Got his black. Let's bring that black off. It's kind of a steady hand stuff. I wanted. Some delineation. Finger. Here we go. Yeah, because I'm not using the pastel pencils, it can be a bit of an effort sometimes to get those fine details in. And while I'm thinking about it, get that red of her dress in, which just sweeps down a little bit in here. So I don't forget that. Got red dress. Yeah. Oh. That. Just draw the lines on as I see them. Right, so this is all going to be folded up dress, so that's got lights and what have you, but I just put in some markers there, so what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Funny, isn't it? In art, I don't know what I'm doing. More red. Sweeps in there. Want some blue. A bit darker. Here we go. That's it. Not red anymore. Oh, it's in shadow. Right. Sort of sweeps down to your finger. So, and that's your finger there. Now her hand actually looks quite loose coming up here. And in here. I want to let's try a little bit of turquoise in there. That's what I want. I'm seeing this turquoise down her arm. That's what I want. See there. Yep. Not what I want. It's nearly what I wanted. I think Helen was wearing the red dress on the picture when you started live session. Yes. Let me go back to the just bring up, turn off the chat for a sec. Okay, so I don't know how big your screen is that you're viewing this on, and I can't point to the reference photo because my hand goes out of shot. But I'm just sort of putting in some red around here, and just between her hand and this sort of creamy sweeping section is there's a little bit of that red, and it's quite circular. So yes, so I'm staying true to the. I mean, when I look at this on, when I look at her arm at the moment, it's well, actually you can see the shape is starting to form, right? But I'm just blocking in the colours, and that's what we're doing. Let's put that. See that. I can see. It was a beautiful dress. Unfortunately, she doesn't have it anymore. I don't know whatever happened to the dress. I may have just decided that it didn't fit anymore. I'm trying to get her to do another pose in a river. Oh, for the love hearts. I'm trying to get her to do another pose in the river. And she's not having it. So that would be the Otahanga, what the Waikanae River, Donna. Still on. Start seeing. Should clean this bit. Sorry, just work out here. The leg there. That is. Come across to sort of like. That is her leg. Got the sweeping. It's coming down. Shall we pull out? What we'll do is finish this coffee. And then I'll get a wedge. I need a wedge to just block this part of her dress in, because the wedge will give me more coverage. Excuse me. Let me just get rid of that. Let's get a fresh wedge. let's just... Okay, look at that. Pristine. Absolutely pristine new wedge. Let's use that for our red. Come down here. Yes, absolutely. Going to play 500. Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming along, Roxana. It was absolutely delightful to have you. Give my best regards to Dante as well. I really need to catch up with him on a video call. Have a great night. Being off, that's all good too. I've got probably 20 minutes left on the stream. Loop. Capture that. Thanks, Roxana. So I'm this up on. It's nice when you meet someone online and chat. I got to remind myself not to get too bogged down in the details. We want to get the drape of Helen's. It's really important to achieve. Yeah, bye. Yeah. See you, Raksha. Conte's probably already snoring. Let's drag this in. So when you're doing a leg, any body part, trying to follow the shape. Follow the shape of the contours of the body part. And don't worry so much about the colour and whether you're getting it accurate in a colour representation. What the brain needs, the information the brain is looking for, is what is this, and it will piece it together. So I'm just blocking in my getting some colour on the page. And then and the underlying blue actually is it's okay. It's working for me. You want to get neat. I'll just put some lighter colour down so that I can. I'll end up blending this in as well. This is sort of where the light is sticking out a wee bit. Just need to keep these little maps going for myself, because once you start getting into a lot of the same colour, it's very easy to get lost. Yeah, where am I? Am I on this? I get some of this lighter stuff going, that'll remind me of, this is your leg sticking out. It's not sticking out, it's just, now I want to say protruding, but all of the cloth. It's okay. But on the bust, okay. Right. Now we can get back into our reds. Go. It's going to be a bit darker. Oops, got a little flick going on there. So these wedges, beauty of them is you've got all sorts of different angles. You can use the that one is quite good for detail. I find it's just a little, doesn't quite have enough strength compared to a corner. I tend to use the corners for sort of a pencil type work. I'll go back to arms, I think. So what I don't have is a, well, I've got the outline of the picture. It's not, you're not doing paint by colours or anything, so I'm trying to just work out correct shapes and shades. This is a knee. Everything needs to be some and I've mentioned this before, but you're using this particular paper, it's pastel mat. It's a beautiful paper. But you find it takes a while before your colours, which is a great thing for creating layering. Wonderful. To build up different colours. But when I get a little impatient. I just want my colour to go on like real paint. That the paper grabs it. But it takes quite a few strokes to get to where you want. And if you start getting impatient, that's when you'll get lost. Or at least that's where I will get lost. Now that lost goes like okay, so getting, painting's kind of it's a process, right? And it's just going to take however long it takes. I saw a beautiful painting of a girl and she was in a dress and she's lying in a river or a swimming pool or something. Fantastic painting. It's on YouTube. It took the artist 2 years. Imagine doing a stream. She could have streamed from the studio for 2 years. I find the stream is an interesting experience because if you make a mistake, well, there it is live for everyone to see. That can be a little stressful. I can understand why some people wouldn't want to stream. But I think too, it's kind of nice to see the process. Now, as I was saying, art is a process. It's going to take however long it's going to take. And this painting, I think we're up to, it's been 10 episodes, so that is approximately 10 hours so far on this painting. And that's probably about right. If I was using pencils, might even take a little bit longer. Because pastel pencil, I tend to get into the weeds, as it were. And much more focused on what I'm going to be putting some blues and stuff in here for shadows. But I just wanted to start off. Really need to clean this because we're only going to use it for red. Put it to one side so I remember. It's my red one. Go back to her arm. How much time we got left? We got 6 minutes. Crikey. Time gone. Some yellows. What's this colour? Yellow ochre. Sounds nice. I'm going to try and... This is bright yellow green. Try and get some. Put a light bouncing off shoulder, back. To try and find the right colour to represent that I'm happy with. This is a little silicone, call them shapers. Use them for blending. Just knocking back for a little bit. Just felt like you've been a bit aggressive. I'm supposed to be. Still see light bits of, you might not even be able to see there, putting in a light bit of turquoise around her neck. And in here we're going to have turquoise as well. I think it's going to making an executive decision here. It's filthy. It's filthy. All sorts of colours on that. The new thing. But this, I think I'm going to have some turquoise. We'll probably use the same rock turquoise for the shadows in her dress coming down. So to sort of explain that, this is be the shadows. Her dress. Going to blend in a bit with red. That's going to be how we're going to unify the whole painting by having a similar palette. Gold. Darker turquoise. Gold. So I'm pretty happy with at least making a decision. Shadows in a dress, even though it's a whitey creamy dress. She is one with the rock. It's a good thing. Thing by me. Sort of sweeps around. There's some colours you won't be able to see probably being picked up on the monitor or by the camera just yet. But they're just giving me a it's getting the vision of where everything is at. And the amazing thing with colour is your brain's totally fine with any sort of colour combinations. Like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because we don't see sort of, I don't know what it was, I think it was like 2 billion bits of information at once. So we've got, and you just can't process everything at once. Although I think there's a movie that says everything. Everywhere. Was it? Everything at Once? I don't know. It's a recent movie anyway. I haven't seen it. We just can't process everything at once, so our brain filters stuff out. And what that means is, in fact, there's a lot of colours that we are not processing. I think we are, but we're not. This has got quite a it's got that bit. Oh, you're putting turquoise in here, Becky. Well, that's what I see. So I can only paint what I see. And the more I look at things, I see them. I love about art is just how it changes our perception. Oh, it's my wife heading out. Probably means coming to an end. What's the time? 11. It's 11. So how have we done so far? Let me put down my reference photo and bring it up on the screen. In the chat off. Show the chat on the screen. Okay. So you can see I'm starting to put down the shadows here. Actually, her leg is starting to get some definition there. Got to get some more definition off her knee up here, but that's being plotted out. Got all sorts of colours coming down her arms, and it looks like she's wearing something over her shoulder and back, so that needs fixing. She's got a gold necklace on, and I might do that with pencil. Leave a little bit of that shadow of the paper coming through in here. Quite happy with that if I can do that. Otherwise I've got to put some more blue on her. But yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. In fact, we'll almost give it a good. Maybe a C- at the moment. We're still blocking in, and I'd say there's a few more episodes to go on this. I've started planning out my next paintings for the stream. Got some dances. Get back to doing some dances. Not me dancing, but painting dances. And I've got one of my sons that I might bring up for one day to show what I'm doing working on them. I'm going to try a Canson Mi Tintes paper, which is traditional pastel paper, and a very different feel from what's happening on here. And I've got to be a bit more careful. I mean, the pan pastels are sort of like made for that paper. It's fantastic. But overall, I'm pretty happy. I need to fix up some of these rocks. It feels a bit uniform in how the light's hitting, but the river's looking fine. Might put a bit more white running along this rapid here. And I'm still thinking about sort of mess going on down here. Oh, actually, it's out of shot. Sorry. Just fix that for you. Where are we? There. So I've still got a bit of river to sort out here. Just how it flows into the bank. It is going to drop over a little rapid here, but it needs to be flatter. I've sort of drawn it, or done my original marks on an angle going down, which is partly from how I'm standing. So if I was at a lower position, or this was higher up, which I may just raise the easel up forward, just to make sure I get that right. Anyway, that's where we're at. So thank you very much for tuning in today. Really appreciate you coming to the studio or watching the replay. Big shout out to Donna and Roxana for being in the chat. It was just lovely. See if I can find the end. Alright, we'll see you again, probably next Monday. Bye for now.